Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. Tonight, the 29 Palms City Council will gather to discuss numerous topics after moving their meeting a day later in honor of Veterans Day. Reporter Heather Clisby has more.
The 29 Palms City Council will kick off their midweek meeting with a presentation from the city's finance department of the city's annual comprehensive financial report for fiscal year 2024-2025. Next up, a public hearing on the adoption of the 2025 California Building Codes published by the International Code Council. Council will then consider the possible relocation of the 29 Palms Visitor Center, currently located at 73484 29 Palms Highway. Among 5 options presented, staff is favoring a move to the Freedom Plaza Gymnasium front lobby roll-up desk area. The city and the 29 Palms Water District have joined forces to address risks to shallow groundwater aquifers from septic systems within city limits, and such efforts will be discussed at the meeting. Council will select a subcommittee of 2 council members to assist with the design of the new and long-awaited animal shelter. There will be an update on the city's efforts to create affordable housing. The discussion will address a possible request for proposal for developing 3 acres west of City Hall and a secondary RFP for service providers to develop programs aiding seniors and/or low-income homeowners to stay in their homes. The meeting takes place on Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. at City Hall, 6136 Adobe Road. It can be live streamed or viewed on demand via the city's website, 29palms.org. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Heather Clisby.
The Yucca Valley Airport District Board of Directors meets tonight to discuss paint striping on the runway. They will also receive an update on a sheriff's report regarding a collision that damaged the airport fence. The Yucca Valley Airport District Board meets today at 6:30 p.m. at the Yucca Valley Community Center. The Morongo Unified School District will be holding a joint meeting with the Copper Mountain College Board of Trustees tomorrow in lieu of MUSD's regular meeting scheduled for earlier this week. On the agenda is updates for dual enrollment, career technical education, early college initiatives, and to Measure C. They will also go over new offerings from the Coding Club. For Copper Mountain College's part, they'll be covering the Task and Tutoring Learning Center, a partnership with the King of the Hammers, and the Greenleaf Scholarship. The meeting starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. at Copper Mountain College's Bell Center, located at 6162 Rotary Way in Joshua Tree. The 29 Palms Tourism Business Improvement District Board of Directors meets for their regular monthly meeting tomorrow to consider a number of applications for event funding in the coming months. The organization, known as the TBID, offers grants of up to $3,000 and sponsorships of up to $20,000 for programs within the city of 29 Palms with the objective of increasing tourism to the city. The application period ended on October 15th. The TBID Advisory Board will consider and possibly approve funding for events proposed for the first half of 2026. Among the events requesting sponsorship funding up to $3,000 are Mojave Experience, a music and arts festival set for the Joshua Tree Lake RV and Campground, a Mojave Zine Fest planned for Corner 62, a 10-minute play festival to be held at the Palms, a high desert comedy campout also set for the Palms, and the All Summer's Eve Desert Rendezvous event also set for the Palms. Among the events requesting grants of up to $20,000 include the Desert Fringe Festival planned for Theater 29 in the Glass Outhouse Art Gallery, the second half of Theater 29's 2025-2026 season, and to be continued, an art and music festival planned for the Palms. Funding for these events will be considered at tomorrow's meeting. It's open to the public and will be held at 3:30 p.m. at 29 Palms City Hall. The 7th annual Yucca Valley Film Festival concluded on Sunday with a closing ceremony at the Yucca Valley Community Center. Reporter Hillary Sloan has the story.
Co-hosts Chloe Mallet and Janie Han announced each award as members of the Miss Yucca Valley Court handed out trophies and cash prizes. Milk Baby by Kristen Gerwick-Diaz received Best Short Film. Frank Blake was named Best Director for Dual Agency. And Will in Silence by Robert Robb received the Yucca Valley Award. Festival picks went to Ti Seguro a la Escoradad by Nicholas Luciano and The Rain by K.O. Luke. Sheepdogs by Brian Knapp Miller was named Best Documentary, and The Lights Above by Luke J. Selwaski received Best Student Film. Messages were presented from Joshua Tree National Park and the Yucca Valley Youth Commission. Organizers said attendance exceeded available seating and additional chairs were brought in for the audience. The 8th Yucca Valley Film Festival is scheduled for November 6 to 8, 2026. For a complete list of winners, visit yuccavalleyfilmfestival.com. For Z107.7 News, this is reporter Hillary Sloan.
The wildly successful 30th Annual Morongo Basin Orchid Festival, held earlier in October at Goobler Orchids and Landers, raised approximately $55,000 for local area nonprofits. The event was hosted and organized by the Sunset Rotary Club of Yucca Valley. The bulk of the funds raised, 67%, came from the sale of orchids. Event chair and Goobler CEO Kelsey Goobler said the nursery donates all the funds from on-site orchid sales to the participating nonprofits. One of those nonprofits was Theater 29 of 29 Palms, the all-volunteer community theater organization. At a recent meeting of the Sunset Rotary Club, President Alex Brown and Kelsey Goobler presented a check for $2,500 to Theater 29 representatives Patty Brown and Gary and Cindy Digneau. And finally, put your fall cleaning energy to good use by donating supplies to local animal shelters. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us with what they're looking for.
Our local animal shelters are full of dogs and cats needing a permanent home, but in the meantime, they need to stay as healthy and comfortable as possible. That's why many shelters accept donations beyond those of the monetary type, and if you're doing some fall cleaning in preparation for the cold months, keep an eye out for these items and set them aside for a dog or cat in need. The Yucca Valley Animal Shelter says they can use blankets, sheets, and towels, along with pet toys and wet cat and dog food, too. Funds donated to the town can be designated strictly for the shelter, and they're also looking for the establishment of a Friends of the Yucca Valley Animal Shelter style fundraising organization. Palms and Paws and 29 Palms has a foster program that's been very successful, and in September they're looking for donations of pet crates and plastic totes. The crates should be in good shape and include the tray. The shelter says that the crates help enable a dog to go stay with the foster family instead of at the shelter. They also have an Amazon wish list for the shelter with specific items they could use. And the Joshua Tree No-Kill Shelter has lots of ways you can donate, including a Chewy wish list to give you an idea of what they're looking for. They've also launched their Howdy Partner program with recurring donations that help the longer residents at the shelter. Dogs and cats desperately need our help to stay out of shelters, and they can't do it alone. Do your part for the future and spay or neuter your animals, even if they're indoor pets. A dog or cat that gets loose and isn't fixed can make them wander more and do what nature intends. And don't forget the grim math that every dog or cat that is purchased from a breeder means one more animal in a shelter without a home. Please adopt, don't shop. We'll have links to the wish list as well as shelter locations of this story on our website, Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.